when I look at my young men in the community and I look at them and say, what a great man. Then you used to look back at them to find out who great behind there. But now I'm seeing that they're looking within themselves. Okay, mommy.
Yes. So the thing is to continue to... Okay, so it remains to be seen. And will he be fielding any candidate for the upcoming
local government?
Okay.
But the whole thing, what I'm seeing with him though is a different kind of thinking. Let's put it like that.
I hear you, my sister.
That gives me a little hope. Because in my community and wherever I go, I believe in spreading love and speaking into people.
Yes.
I believe that. And when I look at my young men in the community and I look at them and say, what a great man. Then you used to look back at them to find out who great behind there. But now I'm seeing that they're looking within themselves. Okay, mommy.
Yes. So the thing is to continue to speak positive into our young people's lives. And thank you so much, my sister, as usual. Great to hear from you. Happy New Year when it comes. And we continue our collaboration in terms of...
I need to see you.
Yeah. Listen, man, you've been saying that for... it's an interesting thing, but you've been saying it since 1990, don't it? 91, 92, 93. Thank you so much.
When I say, I made several tries.
Yes.
But when I see something stop, I say, there's something causing this.
Yes.
And I will connect.
Yes. Give thanks, my sister.
You.
I love you too. Take care.
Black people, white people, love the whole lot. I just love it.
Thank you so much, my sister. Love you. The wife of the Governor General is the First Lady of Jamaica. Andrew Holness' wife is not the First Lady because this is how the thing works when you have the enslaver as the head of state. The wife of the Prime Minister is not the First Lady. So we have First Lady, a Governor General wife. We have Charles, the head of state. Charles of a brother named Andrew. Andrew has been cited for pedophilia. He was about to go to court. The Queen paid off all of that money. They say some £12 million, and so the case didn't reach court. But he's connected to Jeffrey Epstein. He did an interview on it. Jeffrey Epstein is a known pedophile and sexual deviant. There's a list that is about to be published with 150 names. Jeffrey Epstein's client list. We understand that, of course, Andrew will be on it. Andrew is a brother of the King of England. The King of England is the head of state of Jamaica. We saw Andrew walking with and beside the King of England in England on Christmas Day, December 25, going to church, being embraced by the people of England and by the King of England and by the Prince of Wales as he walked with them to church. This is where we are as a nation. This is our steer. This is our steer. This is what we bow to. Them bow to. This is what this is what all the KCs, King's Councils, the top lawyers in Jamaica, who are very happy to call themselves King's Councils. This is what they bow to. We must ask them what are their feelings on. Hello?
Manners and respect, Mr. Cabo.
Manners and respect to you, sir. How you doing?
100 back the farmer man for Manchester.
Hi. Oh, everything in Manchester, how the farm?
You know, say everything on the plantation good, mama.
Yes, me use a Manchester cold.
But then in the room, I watch me go chew them a laugh and rain a fall.
Did you
complain about the cold, man, because normally we change for that, you understand?
Yes, so it's
a part of my culture.
I know. So it's raining in Manchester. Where in Manchester are you?
I'm in the middle of Kabla, you know, surrounded Christian as Pauline, you know. But they are looking at Geopolitical, looking at me like Kabla Square. You see me? And I live, you know, man.
Wait, which
you see me?
Which are you looking to?
Me are looking at Kabla, me are looking at Geopolitical.
Geopolitical. So you know,
see Christiana from my side, catch you the hill, you know.
So you know, so hold on. So if you're looking at Galdeville, that means you know they're Manchester. Then where are they?
I in between. I actually
no, you're there Galchester. Because if a Galdeville you're looking at.
I just started talking, you know. But Mama,
yes, sir.
I touch for a point. Respect and thanks again, you see?
Yes, go ahead.
I know his appearance.
Mm-hmm.
And I know a lot of people listen his appearance.
Yes.
And we are talking about school, but I not come to complain. We only come to say something for me, see. Because junior gang say, if I complain, we are going to complain, we're not going to solve the problem.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't ping on police, I can't ping on the prime minister, I can't ping on the parents, I can't ping on the thief. The robber, the man where I come, I pretend. Because I be a pretender there. I is not one of them.
Yeah.
Mr. Mota is not a one of them.
Yeah.
Elias Kelly is not one.
Yeah.
Miss Amber is not one. We can't call many names. I'm big up to Caperton, one big up to Entertainer.
Yes.
Big up to Caperton.
Should I know, sir?
Big up to Chuck Fender.
Morning, Shango.
Yeah, man. And big up, because you know why? Remember, in at the time when I go to school, my parents in a classroom I teach me.
Mm-hmm.
And my parents out of theater watch me go in a school.
Yes.
And the entertainer them talk, you know, but enough people lock off them ears and then they my parents in a classroom I teach me.
Mm-hmm.
And my parents out of theater watch me go in a school.
Yes.
And the entertainer them talk, you know, but enough people lock off them ears and then they talk complain. But me not go complain. Me only a say Caperton did I say no put no house and carry over your family and make banning song. Mr. Chuck Fender come in and he said them banning song.
So hold on, so the Capleton song was banned? Why?
You remember when he said no put no house and carry over this and remember that long time there?
No, I mean, I remember. But anyway, go ahead.
Fire still. But me feel like in the 90s, you know. In the 90s, man.
In the 90s.
But me can't remember. Joe, what you say me can't remember?
Yeah.
Me is not a church goer, respect to the church. Me is not a parliament. That means I can't remember.
Yeah, I do remember that there were a lot of political interference in the music that was being put out in the 90s, from Anthony B, from Capleton, and so on, because they were So I remember that. Go ahead.
You know why, mommy? Because your sister me is a planter, and at them send me go plant food.
Yeah.
Mr. Renito them send me go plant food. The whole of the money more. Because me I tell you this, Miss Cabo. Me left from country. My mother take me from country because me got tough. Young country boy, I don't know nothing about bullying. And I go to school, bullyism end up going on. Yeah.
You mean you were bullied? You were bullied?
Yes, Miss Cabo, and I become the bully too.
Oh.
You understand? And that's why I left town and I said, one man, the way them claim to say did a bad man.
Yeah.
I'm asking my question one day. No, because I did want to be like it, tell you the truth. And he said, no, you have a mother and father. I said, yes. He said, go back to your country and go back and look to your family there. And that's why I reach Manchester. And I come here and I start planning food. And when I look how the system set up, the police force have a lot of bully. The high school have a lot of bully. In my yard where I live have a lot of bully, Miss Cabo.
So you're saying that this is maybe something that not enough attention is being paid to, that a lot of our young people are being bullied, whether it is in school, whether it is on the road by the police, whether by people in authority and so on.
Right around in my parents, in my home.
Yes.
My father was a bully, no disrespect.
Yes, so
you understand? My uncle them was a bully, no disrespect. You understand? And we become the victim and end up start bullied. But through them now, look on that the side right now, Miss Cabo, the entire campaign. You understand? And so we, did I grow that different mindset with my grandmother, change my mindset about how me to live.
Yes, it's a very good point you make, because children who are abused are likely to themselves become abusive. And you say bullying, and it's a nice little term, but it's abuse. And some people are really badly abused. And
Mr. Cabo,
some
you
children.
know what your wife out there today in Jamaica listening to me today, can call you now and tell us I choke me attack, because them is a victim of bullyism. Them attack about the right thing to do. You know, Miss Cabo, me I say next. You say say enough man where say them a man out there don't know how to turn them in a woman, Miss Cabo. My girlfriend make me know say me a man, and that's why me drop the dirty attitude and start deal with my daughter the right way. Because if she never give me a hope, me would know who me is. Enough man in Jamaica don't know say the wife or the girlfriend or they married to. Or them turn them to a woman, so why you deal with woman them so? You understand?
Yeah.
A whole heap of things we could talk about. Mr. Cabo, next thing I want to say to you before we go. You believe in the moon?
If I believe in the moon?
Yes, Mr. Cabo.
Or if I believe there is a moon?
Yeah, the moon. But why am I say it that way? They told me to farm. And when the time comes to plant certain crop.
Oh, I see what you mean. Oh yes. I mean, yes, I do, if that's what you mean. Go ahead.
Yeah. So me I said to Mr. the elder who on the health minister, and me I say to the nurse them, because me know them have education and their wives. But them now use it up the right way. Buy a farmer's calendar.
Yes.
And when you look on it, me have it in my hand right now, me I tell you. Look on the
farmer's almanac.
Yeah, and you say FM. Full moon.
Yes.
And you say NM. NM. New moon. All right, then pay attention, Mr. Cabo. You have a lot of people in Jamaica right now under medication.
Yes.
And we are go back in the new year.
Yes.
And buy a calendar and look on it and look. You have to catch up on the people them where behave one way because the moon, Mr. Cabo, a lot of weeks for them to say we're sober.
Yes.
Half of Jamaica under rum, half of Jamaica under medication. Them now behave the right way, Mr. Cabo. Them now look on the right thing. Cause why me say it?
Yes.
Me have a lot of family and me have a lot of friends.
Yes.
And how me see them behave, Mr. Cabo, when the full moon come. Lord God, man, make me, and I push me live, Mr. Cabo. When it come on to the new moon.
Yes.
I in the hills, Mr. Cabo, me not go out the road, me not link with people. Me not say me hate people, Mr. Cabo, but me I look on here and say, Jano Star, where them people are there, we're selling the education. Yo,
So when you say when full moon, you just take with yourself because you can't, you know.
Me know, Mr. Cabo, 7 days after the moon, me go 7 days.
No.
You understand?
Very
because
good.
Why me say it?
Yes. Go ahead.
When the cow, you see when the time comes for the cow, the bull cow, the call bull. You see, if your time for one pick, he could channel like all one will send on a help.
Yeah.
Him a job because he want in service.
Right.
So me find out say when it come around to these bully.
Yes.
You know why me say the bully?
Bully, yes.
The bull them can't.
I understand, you know. I get you. Yeah.
You do understand,
yes.
So that's why I say the book. Me feel like the one in Jamaica.
Yeah.
If you have a farmer's calendar, it sells for $300 cheap. And control it.
You can buy it. You can get it anywhere, don't it? On the road.
The man them out the road right now, man. I wait for them to buy it, man. Cause I me right now more one and I January.
You know,
I choose them. I got road.
You know, some want one because honestly, if I don't know if you heard last week, I was talking about the moon because Mercury is in retrograde, and I was talking about how we are connected to the universe and how we can't detach ourselves from the universe, and especially for women, our thing with the moon is different, and we have a spiritual connection to the moon, so that
because
according to the moon change, our body respond to it.
Yeah, because you know what I'm saying, Mr. Cabo, I would love the nurse and spaghetti.
Yes.
And even the young mother that we're gonna have baby.
Yes.
Remember, after a woman have baby, you go and need to shine like depression, right?
Sometimes postpartum depression. Yes.
But many
of them. Yes.
And they don't know because me can't talk. My baby mother did young, and his mother didn't want him a yard. And she me did young too. My people, them never want me a yard. So we get under run out the road and we have to go learn one different way about life already. And that's why we out here underneath that level. But the reason why I reach back to the book, Miss Cabo, and I love the nurse them to get it because it will help them to control the people them underneath the medication. And it will help them, it will help who in the house now. The wife, to watching your husband when he come to that time. Because he behave one way, and even the husband to watching his wife when he come that time. Because
very good
they
point,
behave one way. It's not the food, Miss Cabo.
No, the food. No, there's some. No. I mean, it's more than one thing. Because yes, we have issues with the food because we're getting paid.
Because I can tell you one point on the food where a problem, you know.
Yes.
But enough people lose money.
What's it? What the problem? Fertilizer?
Me don't eat, Miss Cabo.
What?
Me don't eat lettuce.
Well, I stopped eating lettuce too. What the problem with the lettuce? My mother tell me she stop eat lettuce too.
Now tell you the problem. Because Junior Gang say the problem is not the problem. The problem is how you look at the problem.
Right. So
not tell you the problem why me don't eat it. I'm sorry for the people that were sell it in our seed store. Who never hate me. I choose me attack. And the man them will use it on the crop. No eye. You see, tomato, Miss Cabo, them have one something named 2020. And that are the problem for the belly problem for the man and the woman. Why me say it that way? It's not the lies that you throw in at the drum. Hurt you. It's the one where you spray upon the cup and sell it 2 day time, 3 day time. And that I give the problem. The breast cancer, that I give the problem. I give weed.
So the thing that I spray on the lettuce is called 2020?
Yeah, it have many names. You have Jack Classic, Classic. Because I also work with a company, but I don't call my name. And when me used to order, me see them from overseas. And them are the hybrid breed. And when me get the look at the stuff is used in the greenhouse, I do so rather. I use the power, look up cucumber, Miss Cabo and hot pepper. You see 3 day time, you say, me rush come out ready. I put every big people, give me all the big one them I want, and you know, know it's alright. You understand what I said? But I shoot me, I talk me, I tell you.
No, but you see, thank you for telling us, because we know there's something wrong, you know. Because I cut out lettuce out of, I don't eat lettuce at all anymore, because I do not understand the lettuce. But there's a whole lot happening, because we have the genetically modified stuff, we have the things that we're spraying, that just spraying on the things. You have Roundup when you're using in the field, you have all kind of fertilizer that's so wrong.
The Roundup, I can't tell you about the Roundup. The Roundup now, I hit a turn many men in like a lady. They act funny. Because that thing, when you put a man frog in a bucket of water, and actually say about 3 or 2 hour time he turn a female, if you don't understand the psychology part of the scientists. Because we are great scientists around here.
Of course.
But enough of we end up now believe in these things anymore. But why? Ms. Gabo, respect, you know.
Yes.
I know enough people.
Respect, look, you know, me want to talk to you differently, right? No, I hope everybody here will see, because light gone, right? So,
Now come forward. Come talk to you.
Yes,
because
please.
Even some words what we are using.
Yes. Please call before you come, so that at least I am here. Right, so we can really.
I know every Friday, Ms. Gabo, because me know the whole I watch. Me know everywhere, man. Because I'm in 100 bag in them.
All right, 100 bag. All right, 100 bag.
Man. Man has a respect, you know, Ms. Gabo.
Yes,
so,
man has a respect to you, to my brother. Really love the call.
Man has a respect to 1 and 2 people around the cut. And why me say cut around the cut? The farmer, them will plant food and feed the people, them pay. Balance the police, the doctor, the lawyer, the teacher, the musician. I respect to every man out there where I listen to 100 bag right now.
100 bag. Give thanks, my brother.
Man, them can't tell you what, Ms. Gabo.
No, sir. Keep in touch.
Yeah, man.
My apologies. Where you calling from?
Yeah, Cabo.
Where you calling from?
My outstanding time from 2023, Cyber.
Yes.
Yeah, at the Asian them said, man, trust me. Touch me out, Mr. Abu.
Even as we are speaking today, it's in the news that I think 9 or more of our brothers and sisters from Haiti came in either last night or the night before, and just the way it is written, where they're saying 9 escaped and whatever, and we understand that there are some undocumented Cubans who in Trelawney that were also
the Cuban.
Yeah. All right. So you're saying that the story for you that captured your attention for 2023 is Haiti and our brothers and sisters from Haiti. Talk to me about that. What aspect of it?
Yeah. No. I mean, I say no. See, no. God, no. I trim me. I tell him it's God. Like me nervous. I tell him I talk about this. Because now, just imagine Jamaica underneath a city like 80. Yeah? And we run we got 80. Store we got 80. Yes. And imagine them send we back in the catastrophe.
Remember that happened, during slavery, when Haiti freed itself from slavery, when Dessalines and them liberated Haiti in 1804. January 1 is Independence Day. We're talking about that tomorrow. If you listen to Dessalines' speech and what they did afterwards, is that Jamaicans, we who and our ancestors who managed to free themselves from slavery and escaped by sea, they were welcomed with open arms in Haiti. This was a policy that Haiti instituted for all Africans who escaped, and specifically for Jamaicans. So to see what's happening now.
and to me, that one I touch it. Education.
Yes.
From Carl said the last 5 years ago.
Yes.
Totally wrong.
For 5 years? Why 5 years?
No, I give that because now, reason why I say 5 years, because the most outstanding one are with Mr. Royal Reid.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay.
Yes, that's why I said from the last time. They even said 7 to 5 years ago until now. And Ms. Cabo, now when I say them rob from them education, they rob from them what you call it, technology, and them rob from them and them
future
personal human being self.
Yes.
They're not talk about them. They're not talk. And all this now is I would say 2023. When I have 24, 2023. We should not have a school where one school where you have a chalkboard where teacher become a write with marker or pen or chalk.
Yes.
It should be a touchscreen TV.
Yeah, digital.
Digital. Yeah. In mothers and in the bank them.
Yeah.
Something like that should be in the classroom. That simply means that if the teacher have something that you want to Google or whatsoever, you just touch Google well in front of the children.
Yes, but you see the thing about it that how are they going to do that, and why would they do that? Because remember, what they want is a majority of students to leave school with just a basic education so that they can go work in the tourism sector or the BPOs or the cheap labor sector for China and so on. Why would you educate your children and your young people to a level of PhD and masters and so on and make it easy for them if you are more prepared for a cheap labor service nation? So you're servicing the BPO like prostitutes, and you're servicing the tourism industry like...
So now, excuse me a minute.
You are more prepared for a cheap labor service nation. So you're servicing the BPO like prostitutes, and you're servicing the tourism industry like...
So now, excuse me a minute.
Yeah.
So now you're going to find Jamaica, this Haiti. Speedily.
Yeah.
Jamaica is going to become Haiti.
Jamaica is already like...
Why now?
Yeah, like Haiti.
Anytime you see the police, the gunman, them start shooting soldiers where they put in a...
No, hang on. No, London, but I'm not going to let you say that and get away with that, because we still have to be responsible. Right? I understand the frustration, but let us be responsible. We understand. We understand the frustration. Our situation is what it is, and if it's not cauterized and dealt with post haste, then yes, we're going downhill for Central African Republic.
Yes,
and like the DCR. We're now like Haiti under Batista, which is Jamaica is a land for the rich and the rotten rich and the wealthy, while the poor suffer. Because as we speak...
I will touch Africa, yeah, I know that it's great. Europe and America, Africa, you know, Europe and America, done Africa.
Yes.
But I think no state in Africa. But Africa.
No, but we're going to free ourselves. And we have come a long way. And the process will continue. The struggle continues, and we say victory is certain.
And Ms. Scott, we have a great task. We have a great task as black people. We have a great task ahead. Yeah. Because in the nuclear, when we see man them make, and the man them are pet.
I agree.
And I saw China see.
Yes. As a matter of fact, that's number one on my list. Not nuclear, but the number one on my list, which I'm going to do after the break. My brother, thank you so much because you have
You're
raised...
welcome and big up all at Jamaica.
Yes, because you have raised a lot of points in this space.
And big up both.
That's number one on my list. Not nuclear, but the number one on my list, which I'm going to do after the break. My brother, thank you so much because you have raised...
You're welcome and big up all at Jamaica.
Yes, because you have raised a lot of points in this space.
And big up both of me.
Yeah, man. Okay. All right. So, I'm gonna one of the things I want to do is to say what my stories are for the year. But I do know that we have calls holding, so I'm gonna go through those. And then at 9:15, after the 9:15 break, I'll come back and say what my stories are for the year. All right. So what were the top news stories that captured the world's attention and captured your attention in 2023? Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi. Good morning. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from St. Elizabeth.
All right. Welcome.
Just to be exact.
Yes. So,
first of all, I love to send greetings to you.
Thank you so much. But hang on a sec. Thank you so much. It's not a greetings program this morning, so don't...
Yeah, I know, man. I know.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you.
This is my beginning to share my goodness about you.
Yeah, thank you, my brother.
The good work you have been doing to us out here.
But much love. So what were the top stories that captured your attention?
Pardon?
What were the top news stories that captured your attention in 2023?
Okay, good one. And this is three of them, but I shorten them. Mm-hmm. One is about first in Jamaica with the children.
Yeah.
And two is about not now over there in Jerusalem. And you understand it?
Yeah, the genocide that Israel is carrying out against Palestine. Yes.
Yes. And the other one is Venezuela.
Yes.
But I'll do quickly because a lot of people waiting.
Yes, let's start with Venezuela.
Good, yeah. I will start with Venezuela. Mm-hmm. Now, I cannot see as a Jamaican I am, and an Ethiopian and an African. Mm-hmm. And I overheard, I cannot understand why those Venezuelans want to take away Africans, the Nigerian. So it go?
The guy, what has happened is Guyana, the land, the Essequibo, that land is about the size of Tunisia, that Venezuela has claimed. But Venezuela has laid claim to this for over 100 years. It is a disputed territory. It is a disputed territory. Yes.
Yeah. But let me share this. Mm-hmm. When Venezuela was going into that land about oil. Yeah. It wasn't a signed agreement that that Venezuelans signed to these gateway of Africa to get their oil to do whatever they wanted to do.
Well, this is Guyana, and this is South America, so I'm not quite sure. You're connecting it back to Africa. I'm not sure why. Why you?
Yeah, the reason why. Because it's an African country, I think both of them.
Right. So Guyana, So Guyana is mixed. Africans, Indians, Venezuela, of course, Latinos. But yes. So and the indigenous people there, both in Venezuela and in Guyana, and these indigenous people are also mix. So you have Africans and others. But
there's a mix-up.
Yeah.
But who Venezuela buy the land from or have the land from?
So hold on. I've done. All right. So listen. So I've done many programs on this. I'm not going to go over it today, but I do have some updates. Because Britain has sent a warship. In the waters, and Venezuela has planted hundreds of thousands of soldiers on the border, and so that there is a new development where even though the Argyle Agreement was signed 2 weeks ago in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, we see where Britain is provoking Venezuela. You can't think of it in any other way.
I get to understand it that way.
Right. And so Venezuela has now moved its soldiers, hundreds of thousands of soldiers, on the border. And they have said they are not moving from there until Britain moves that warship. Brazil has also come in on this because Brazil's border is now compromised, and so they have also planted hundreds of thousands of troops to protect their own border. So there is a very tense situation underway now in Guyana, the Guyana and Essequibo, as we speak at this moment, provoked by the United Kingdom, provoked by Britain. Yeah.
So, what do you think the outcome will be quickly on that side of it? Because I would give that country, who is the rightful owner from the beginning, who have given Venezuela position. But we know...
Well, if you're going to give it to the rightful owner, it would go back to the indigenous people.
Good. Well, those are the indigenous people we are speaking all about.
The indigenous people will have...
Who was there before?
There are 125,000 of them right there now.
Right.
And they're still there.
And in that vicinity, that's where they found another place that diamond and oil and etc. are there.
Yes.
And they want to take over that section too. Why they didn't do it when the gentleman, the one that died there, who was before there as president?
You mean Chavez?
Why this one now want and run a party, call it the Yes Party?
Before Chavez was killed. So we'll have this conversation another time. I really do have to go.
Let's go to the other quick one.
Yes, thank you so much.
Yeah, all right, finally.
No, I have to go. No, I have to go. I'm totally on the break. But we heard the other two, and because we have had so many persons calling in on the other two since this morning, we'll just leave it at that. But thank you so much, my brother.
All right, have a good season for 24 coming.
You
all
too.
the best. Thank you and the staff of our job. Irie FM.
It's Irie FM.
And greetings to all my friends around the globe, from R.C. Tomlinson, and I'm Takadi Selassie also.
All right, give thanks.
Have a good season, madam, and all the best.
You too.
Thanks a lot.
Taking your telephone calls, so let me go to the calls. I'm going to give you and discuss my top news stories that captured my attention in a little while. Let me just take these phone lines. Hotep, good morning.
Hello, morning.
Hi, morning. Where are you calling from?
St. Elizabeth.
All right, welcome. What were your top news stories for 2023?
The killing of what's her name? Tashina Patterson and her baby.
Yes, that's also on my list. Yes, that was in what is it, November or September?
I'm not sure about the date.
Yes. All right. Yeah, that really gripped the nation and still is. Your own thoughts on that?
There's a word, you see, that is called jealousy, that is playing a big part in all the corruption that is happening around the world. Jealousy.
Mm-hmm.
You see?
Yeah. Jealousy is an interesting thing because it comes from a place where people have narcissistic personality disorder.
Right, and it also comes from a place where God says He is also a jealous God, so that is a part of God's characteristic.
Well, I don't know which God said. You mean the Bible? Something that is written in the Bible? God did tell you that?
The Bible said it.
But God don't tell. But God never tell me that. So me don't know about that. But but it come from. But I know that I'm saying that. So we have jealousy that goes overboard and is insidious.
Right.
And you're saying that in this case you feel that this is what the situation was?
Yes, it is. And no matter what laws are legislated, if we don't have a resetting of the mind, if we don't redefine ourselves as individuals, there's no change that can come about. So no matter what government do or does.
Government can do a whole lot, man. I can tell you what government can do. You see values and attitudes. There's something that government does, and I'm not quite sure if you're aware, especially if you're in the... Educators tell me this all the time, that there is something called a hidden agenda in the classroom, where if a child comes in and you recognize that the child can use knife and fork, it's not in the curriculum, it's a hidden curriculum, but you know that part of the thing is to teach a child to use a knife and fork. Also, the hidden curriculum means that Christianity is embedded in every single aspect and in every single subject that the children learn at school. So values and attitudes can become up in the same way that you do all of that. You can inculcate and involve that into the hidden curriculum, and you can begin to look at values and attitudes. The same thing that PJ Patterson was talking about when them laugh of time, values and attitudes. We can start right there, sir. Also, child abuse, child molestation, child abuse, rape of children, and just the abuse of children lead to sociopathic, psychopathic, and narcissistic personality disorders. You there?
Yes, I am.
So, we need laws and legislation to deal with these issues that we face every day. The abuse of our children, the violent and vicious rape and molestation of our children who become.
Can I say something?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think as black people we're at our rightful habitat? Were we drawn into a different habitat? Do you think this is the place that we're supposed to be? Or we were taken from a place and were transformed into this type of monster behavior that is going on? Do you think something had gone wrong? There was a resetting that took place and caused people to behave like this.
Well, slavery was a vicious thing.
What you said, ma'am?
Slavery. My name is Kabu, but slavery.
Okay, thank you, Kabu.
Slavery is the greatest reset of them all.
So this morning is that we have to probably try to identify who we are and find back ourselves in the place that we are supposed to be.
Self-reflection, yes.
Yeah, because as I am saying to you, no matter how much implementation of laws, it's not going to change it until we find back ourselves in our right.
I understand the point you're making. We cannot we cannot legislate behavior.
No,
our behavior change.
No.
So I understand the point you're making, but that is not to say we should throw up our hands, because at the minute we're hardly doing anything. But we have to do something.
But miss, how can we depend on government, and government all around are corrupted people?
No, but are we the government?
Really?
Yes.
Do you see that happening in Jamaica?
In other words, where is our power? People power is what changes things, If we begin to talk about this and ensure that we... lobby is a word that I using here, because I can't find a better one. The representatives in our communities, the members of parliament, the legislators, if we begin to demand change on issues relating to child development and child safety in Jamaica, I think that we can see change. I just think that too many of us are either involved or don't care, and because we are all right, it don't really matter. But I think that if we, the people, begin to demand change, that we will see change. But first of all, we have to know what kind of change we want to see.
Exactly. Well, I wish the government the best in handling these things. I hope things will change for the better.
What about you? What about you? Because, like me say, we're the government, although you don't believe we're the government.
Yes. Including me. Let I say, including me.
Of course. Thank you so much.
Yes, you have a nice day. All the best to you, 2024.
You too.
Thank you.
One before I go to mine, and then I'll come back to the calls right after I'm through with mine. 28 minutes after 9. I see what's happening. Hello?
Good morning.
Hi, good morning. How are you doing?
Fine, thank you.
I know you've been holding for a while, so my apologies. Where are you calling from?
I'm from Kingston 13.
Kingston 13, welcome. What were the top news stories that captured your attention in 2023?
Yeah, the parliament raid.
Yes. Yeah. Wow. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, because it's a conspiracy between two parties.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to get rid of both of them.
I agree.
Because they are not ready to carry this country to no republic.
And they said you get what you paid for, and they promised that once these raises come into operation, that we'll begin to see the changes. Have you seen any changes?
The only thing I see is worse and worse I get in.
If you tell you want to see pothole in this area, craters. Not to mention communities where bridges are falling down, and nobody now pay no mind, where flooding is happening and nobody no care, where there's no drinking water, no running water. If there are pipes, there's no running water under the pipe, and some places now have no pipe at all. So but we get what we pay for, and that's what they told us. So here we are.
Yeah, and we the people have to make the change. We have to save them, because them chopping the parliament.
Yes.
From the Governor General to the Prime Minister, the opposition. Mm-hmm. There's only we, the citizens of Jamaica, can rescue them. Mm-hmm. It's not carry on themselves and carry on we too.
The citizens demonstrated for almost a month. The Advocates Network demonstrated in front of the Ministry of Finance, and without even a walkout from the finance minister to say, we understand your concern, we see you here, we understand that you are civil society, that you're citizens of Jamaica, and we acknowledge you. Not a thing like that.
The reason why them born in them self-concept. Them born, and we have to go release them. We have to have a third party in Jamaica.
I agree with you.
The only way out of this.
Yeah. I agree with you, my brother. So that's a big story that you're the first one to bring that up. The members of parliament in the Synagogue of Satan, which is the Parliament of Jamaica, all gave themselves massive increases last year, while the people suffer, eat out a garbage bin, scrape the bottom of the barrel, and some go to bed hungry, and many are living below the poverty line.
Yes, because the same politics which is bombing the world control them.
Yeah.
And the only other energy away from that energy is Rastafari and Marcus Garvey. Spirit.
That is true. I do agree with you. The teachings of Molamu Marcus Mosiah Garvey, we talk about that all the time. The philosophies and opinions available. The solutions are there. Also, we've got the blueprint for Black Power. The solutions are there. We just need to get ourselves on track, because they're not.
We need the Christian them, because them are part of it. To join with the Rasta and Marcus Garvey and get out the government.
I agree with you, because we have to define what unity is going to look like, and how we all are going to come together. As long as we're divided by the titles we give ourselves, then we are serving their purpose. We have to come together when it's important to come together.
Yeah. Anytime we unite and get them out, Jamaica becomes one. Because they are the one that dividing the people and between the two policies, which is one policy very evil.
Yeah. So, thank you so much, my brother. Much appreciated.
Yeah.
Give thanks.
So, yes.
You have another one?
Yeah, no, we need the teachers and the nurses and the lawyers and the doctors, them, because they all know them work, We need to come together and vote them out, because we have to vote them out, We can't give them another chance.
First of all, you have to register for vote. Enumerate, because a lot of people not on the ball, on the thing. You're not enumerated. And this is the thing.
We can't convince the people there.
But the thing is, who you're going to vote for? Who you're going to vote for? I mean, sometimes we have to vote with a foot, which is not to go. And so on and so forth. So that's another conversation, but we'll pick it up another time, all right?
All right.
Okay, give thanks.
And good morning.
Michelle Thorney working very, very hard in the background there to ensure that we get all the calls in, that things are running the way that they should run, and just doubling up and tripling up and getting it all done. Thank you so much, my sister. And 36, a lot of what's on my list you have already said. Two things I wanted to foreground, and number one on my list, though, in terms of the top news stories that captured my attention for 2023, and I'm going to start with one that is number one on my list, actually. It is global, local, national, regional, and it is number one on all those lists, on the global, the local, the national, and the international. Regional. And that is artificial intelligence, AI. And this has been on everyone's lips and minds since the release of OpenAI's ChatGPT. That was in November, so everybody started talking about artificial intelligence. Although it's been around for a very long time and it was always going to go where it is going. The lockdown from COVID, we talked a lot about artificial intelligence, transhumanism, and what was coming. And by 2023, we saw the rolling out of OpenAI's ChatGPT in November, and lots of discussion on that. We got a glimpse into the dystopian future, because this is basically what frightened a lot. And people were talking about the AI apocalypse, and there were questions about whether or not machines would mature enough to dominate the world. Well, as I'm speaking to you, we know there was a story that came out last week of a killer robot. This is no joke, but one of Tesla's robot turned around and attacked a worker. Google it if you think I lie, me tell. Also, the Bulletin of Atomic Scientists. And one of the questions that they posed is whether or not this would lead to a seismic change in the world order, and whether it would be far greater than that which occurred with the introduction of nuclear weapons. We have questions about whether AI could realistically take over humans, given the complexity of the modeling biological intelligence through algorithms. They have been doing that for a very long time. So 2023 for me was a year of artificial intelligence. We had ChatGPT, we saw the disinformation, we had a lot of conversations about drones, and a lot of conversations also about disruptive technologies. This is one of the reasons why I'm looking at the war that Israel is fighting against Palestine. And even though they're giving us some of the names of the bombs that they're using, there are conversations from time to time about bombs that are directed in certain way and whether or not they should have been used and so on and so forth. And then it leads you to wonder about how the AI technology is being rolled out. You remember how in Germany, Hitler and that whole project rolled out the experiments on human beings in their warped way of thinking medical science. I think it's a similar thing that's happening. So I'm looking at the bombs that are being used and also looking at the extent to which AI technology is being used in that war. I think it's something that we should pay attention to, and any other war that is being fought. And also we have to look at some of the so-called natural disasters that have happened. For example, that dam that broke in Libya. You know, how did that happen? That earthquake in Morocco. And these are not conspiracy theories, you know. It's just, to what extent is the AI technology being tested, rolled out, used in Haiti, in the waters under the Caribbean Sea, bypassing Lavassa Island? And there's a whole lot that we could talk about. But to say that there were calls all of this year, 2023, for AI to be regulated. We participated in some of those discussions. There were summits and conventions and so on. We saw one that just rolled out in the UK that Elon Musk attended, and the Bletchley, I think it was called, Summit, and it was all about AI. So much came out of that. Whether or not it is too late now to regulate artificial intelligence, because people are talking about artificial generative intelligence, or whether or not is it ever too late, or is it better late than never? So the thing is whether you can slow down or control AI research. And that conversation is still ongoing, even while the research is way ahead, because we look at Neuralink. Elon Musk's Neuralink is interesting. Also, we're looking at AI weapons, as I said before. So we have the U.S. military, which now says that it can approve the use of AI-enhanced military technologies, even if they don't trust the technology. So whether or not America trusts the technology doesn't matter. They can approve the use of the technology. Where does that leave developing countries? And we're talking about killer robots now, That's what we're talking about, killer robots. So the future of AI, what does it look like? And the future of warfare using artificial technology. Warfare. If warfare becomes dependent on artificial intelligence in the way that we see it's going now, then that is cause for concern. Experts are saying that the future of warfare will be characterized by technologies enhanced with artificial intelligence, especially fully autonomous weapons system. Fully autonomous weapon system. This is where the discussion is going now. This is where the conversation going. And I suppose we need to talk about the legal, the ethical, and the moral questions. I suppose in 2024, these are some of the discussions that we'll be having. AI capability, artificial intelligence warfare capabilities are not well known, even though it's being rolled out, across the world. Gaza, I feel personally that it's being rolled out in Gaza. I personally feel that it's being rolled out in Libya and has been rolled out in Libya. Nagorno-Karabakh, I think, is also where you see artificial intelligence warfare technology. And Ukraine, that's another thing. Discussions about whether or not Putin was going to use nuclear weapons just fizzed. And everybody's silent on artificial intelligence because Ukraine making some really pointed hits at Russia, even up to yesterday. Looking at that, the three for me was about, the discussion was about the types of AI-enabled warfare. And I looked at, and we had this discussion on my program already, but I looked at the 4 different types of tactical decision making. This was the Diaz Morin model, which pointed out that there are 4 different types. The mosaic warfare, which would be the strategic decision making with human oversight, so that you have AI, but you have human oversight on that. Then you have the centaur, C-E-N-T-A-U-R. You know what a centaur is? It's a horse. It's from Greek mythology. A horse with the body of a horse and the torso and head of a man called a centaur. So they have that centaur war fighting, which is tactical decision making with human oversight. That is still artificial intelligence doing the tactical decision making, but then you have human oversight. AI general, or the singleton, which is a strategic decision making with machine oversight. Strategic decision making with machine oversight. That's the AI general, or the singleton. This is where artificial intelligence is going. This is where it is in some cases. And then you have the Minotaur. The Minotaur, M-I-N-O-T-A-U-R. And that's also from Greek mythology. So you have the head of the man and the tail of the man, but in the middle you have the bull. So that's tactical decision making with machine oversight. Tactical decision making with machine oversight. These are some serious things that we're about to face. AI warfare. And they're talking about killer robots. This is where we're going now, killer robots. And this is what I'm saying. This is my number one story. This is a story that captured my attention for 2023, going into 2024, and the journey through 2024 and the 2030 a series of public proposals for slowing or controlling AI research. There is one, we saw Italy banning ChatGPT for a moment. In Italy, ChatGPT has changed everything, from universities to basics. So whether or not to temporarily ban chatbots, we had an open letter from Future Life Institute calling for a 6-month pause in training. That is training more AI systems. Then we had a 1-sentence statement of concern regarding the societal risk of AI from the Center for AI Safety. That was just 1 sentence. And then we had a researcher coming out and saying intelligence is a mortal threat to all humanity and calling for airstrikes on AI data centers. that do not comply with a ban on further research into advanced AI. That is how strongly that researcher felt about the whole thing. Following this, and we're mostly concerned now about what we see happening with Elon Musk and because Elon Musk has received permission from the FDA to start human trials. He's already got a ton load of money from investors, including Michael Thiel. Is it Michael or Peter Thiel? Who is the same one who started PayPal. He sold PayPal. You know him. He invested in Mali ganja. Anyway, he's a multimillionaire. He's invested heavily in Neuralink, and the human trials are already underway. So if you go to Neuralink's website, you'll see what's happening there. Business Insider, the magazine, has also the online version and others. They've also written extensively about what Neuralink is up to. It's very controversial. Basically, it's to put a chip in your brain and take it from there. They're couching this in medical language to say that if you have any kind of illness or any kind of a limb amputation, that they can put that in and can reattach something to you, and then you can function again at almost full potential. So they're discussing this within the context of the medical science. But what we're not hearing about is what else can happen. Because if you're talking about killer robots and all of that, and transhumanism is where we were always going. And Elon Musk is leading this process of transhumanism. It's not just going to stop at you having a handicap and using your hand, putting a chip in your brain, and then you can use your hand. It's not just going to stop there. Once they start doing this, they are going to finish it. So this is just my thing. It's transhumanism. And why am I so sure about this? I'm sure about this in the same way that I was sure about it right at the minute they told us that COVID and we were going to have a lockdown and we had to take the vaccine. Go back to all those programs. One of the things that I said every single morning is that this is leading to transhumanism. There's nowhere else to go if you look at, and everything is connected. So if you look at what was happening with AI, when we saw OpenAI and ChatGPT, we knew that, okay, here we are. Then when Elon Musk got the FDA approval for Neuralink to implant the chips in your brain and then to do the human trials, I was more clear than I'd ever been before that we are closer to this than we think. And it's going to take us back to discussions on warfare and killer robots and so on. But this is where we're heading. And this is not a conspiracy theory. And this is not to frighten anyone. This is just my number one news story for 2023. And I think it has legs. It's going to go into 2024. It's going to go into 25, 26, and it is Agenda 2030. Vision 2030 was never our vision. It is a project, an agenda by the World Economic Forum. And there are many players in this. Neuralink, I think, is the one to watch. This is a sleight of hand. We can talk until the cows and the other ones come home. But what Elon Musk is doing with the kind of sponsorship that he has, the kind of investment, and him not need no investment, because remember, I'm a multi-billionaire. You hear him tell the other people the other day when they were pulling their ads from Twitter. You won't tell them. I can't say it on the air. But Elon Musk and Neuralink is the next step into transhumanism. And we are literally there. What does this mean, though, is a question. What does this mean? The investment from Mr. Thiel is interesting. He has also invested, as I said before, in in the Marley brand. I'm talking Marley, Jamaica Marley, like Marley Ganja. He has invested heavily in that, you know. He's also invested in other ganja. So that big Marley thing in California, he's invested heavily in that. And he's invested heavily in this thing over here. So we're watching that, and he's not the only investor. There are a handful of investors, but it's a whole heap of money. Millions and millions and millions of dollars that Elon Musk already has, and him barely I wouldn't say he has barely started, because he's been doing this for a while. But that's my number one story. Local, global, national, regional. All the others are, of course, I'm very concerned. There's another number one national that I'll talk about next week, hopefully, which is child molestation, child abuse, rape of children here on the island in Jamaica. Once again, we have to ball out. I'm going to take that up because we have to ball out again to stop this. Child abuse, child molestation, and rape of our children in Jamaica has reached an epidemic proportion. Something has to be done. The Ministry of Youth needs to be a standalone ministry. I'm not quite sure if it is now, but it needs to be a standalone ministry, and it needs more attention than almost any other ministry. And it should not be put with the Ministry of Education. So the Ministry of Education and the Ministry of Youth are two ministries that need a whole lot of resources, a whole lot of attention, because we're talking about the future of our nation. What are we going to tell our children about their future is the question. So this is what I'd like to see going into 2024, that there are some serious resources and investment in combating and fighting against and safeguarding and protecting our children, safeguarding and protecting our children, our youth. That's what I hope for in the year ahead and all the way. Then the other thing is pay some serious attention to artificial intelligence and where this is going. Whether it is warfare, transhumanism, ChatGPT, the music, the entertainment industry, what we do in radio, how people can imitate you, how people can take your voice and make you say things that you'd not say. And they could do that a long time, so you can imagine now. How they can put you in clothes that you're not wearing, how they can just have you in a whole place that you've never been to. And disinformation. So we're fighting disinformation left, right, and center. This is where we are now. It is what it is. And we're dealing with the isness of things. Let us not be afraid of it. Rather, let us be prepared for it. Because it's not going away. It is already here. Whatever is about to happen has already happened. So let us not be afraid of a technology, afraid of where it's going, but to understand that we have to be prepared for it. Some of us are going to check out. When I say check out, maybe we're going to live by the riverside. Right, Big A? Up a yard. Some of us are going to move out of the urban areas and just go chill. Yeah, I know. You know, somebody even take a picture so people see exactly what's happening here in the studio. No, honestly, Big A, put on your foot. Because I don't know why you have your foot all the way up there. So what kind of business are going on? So, rest yourself properly. You can't be coming into people's studio and think you're there. No, honestly. So this is what I'm talking about with Big A now. He's such an uptown person that inside you're so stretch out. And him just have him cut him 10 and just have him ting up. And this is an interesting thing because Big A this morning looked like him in 10 for me if I go 5 minutes over. And I'm going to take that 5 minutes. Thank you so much, Big A, for that 5 minutes. So we're going to go back to AI. Your own thinking on artificial intelligence, though? What do you think about the artificial intelligence thing, especially with...
I mean, pretty much what you said. You can't do anything about it. You have to just embrace it.
Yeah.
And let it work for you.
This is,
and
yeah.
be prepared for it working against you.
Yeah. And this is where I'm at with it, because this is coming, I think, from a governmental perspective. It's a whole other kettle of tea, because when you talk about AI warfare, I mean, talk about drones, even chemical warfare. Can you imagine, I'm just going to say it, Can you imagine the capability of drones? Because you can just fill up and it's not to give anybody the ideas, but anyway, it's out there. So you can just have a drone, put your chemical stuff in there, and because drones can fly low and because they're cheap. I mean, it's cheap, affordable. You know, so when you think about chemical warfare, this is something that I think governments must be concerned about. Like if you have like a lab or a hospital or government buildings or so on, that, you know, what do you have to protect yourself from drone attacks? You saw me say? Especially with chemical spraying, you know, even farmers, I think, have to be concerned about whether or not people can use drones to spray them field. So this is where the technology is going. It means that we have to prepare ourselves. This is just basically it. I think that the conversation must be different here. Just get rid of the fear and figure out how we're going to deal with these disruptive technologies. Because this is basically what is happening. If not, like me say, somewhere we'll go check out, we'll go by the riverside, if the river's still free. This is how we say goodbye for today. We're making way for the Big A. By the way, Big A, Happy New Year when it comes. Happy anniversary to Rasti and Sister Audrey, 20 years, celebrating 20 years of marriage. Happy anniversary to you, family. Thank you so much to you for listening for the entire year. Thanks to the new listeners who joined in 2023. We look forward to greater things in 2024. It's been a pleasure keeping you company all of 2023, and let us see what 2024 has in store for us. Go now and get your coffee. By the way, coffee is good for you. Coffee is good for you. Not instant coffee, but coffee from a tree, roasted coffee where you're grown and so on. It's very good for you. It's good for the brain. Not everybody can take it, so make sure you check with your doctor first. But it's good for the brain and it's good for gut health. Nothing wrong with black coffee. Don't put the milk in it. Drink your tea, drink your bush tea. Enjoy yourself. Have a good one. And don't drink too much. Celebrate the new year if you have to next year. All being well. We're making way now for the Big A inside of the Sunday sunshine, leaving you with Uncle Ernie. By the way, Uncle Ernie, good morning to you and Happy New Year to you and family.